Have you ever woken up and looked in the mirror feeling like the person that you're supposed to be isn't quite the person that you see? For the longest time, that was me. I was a creator without a clear story of my own. Every morning, I'd sit at my desk with a cup of coffee, a million ideas swirling around in my mind, and no clue which way to turn. I'd start to write something, get excited, and then delete it, not thinking it was good enough. I'd open the camera to record, then close it again, thinking, who am I to tell this story, and what am I even trying to say? And if that sounds familiar, I was a creator without a clear direction. I was lost, overwhelmed. But in that fog, something was quietly waiting for me. I think it was a call to adventure that I couldn't quite see yet. And I had no idea it was about to lead me to a secret that would change everything. And one day, something shifted. It wasn't sort of like a flood of insight or a calling from above or anything like that. It was just a call to myself saying, I can be the hero of my own story. And maybe you've heard that phrase, or maybe I was the only one that stumbled upon it late last night. And at first I was like, no way, it's cheesy. I don't want to be the hero of my own story. But that whisper kept circling in my mind. What if it was true? What if the key to confidence, clarity, and virality was hidden right in the story of my own life? Suddenly, everything felt a little bit more clear. The idea of storytelling wasn't just for fairy tales and movies, it might just be my path forward. If I could find my story, maybe it could guide me out of that fog. And if you're anything like me, I said no. I said no instantly. My first instinct was to refuse, saying that I can't be authentic, I can't do this. I told myself, I'm not the best writer or the best performer. Who am I to share these stories? And that voice of doubt was loud, and it was also convincing. Almost like a, who do you think you are? People will laugh, your friends will laugh, your colleagues will laugh. Stick to what's safe. And what's safe for me was theatre. Maybe you've heard that voice in your head too. And I fell for it completely. I promised myself I'd get to it tomorrow or next week or someday. It's almost like saying you'll start Monday for your diet. It felt safer to me to stay put, even if it meant I kept feeling stuck and kept feeling in the same place. Deep down, something in me wouldn't let this idea of being a content creator go. So I needed a mentor. I needed some guidance, and not like I said before, not a grand wizard or on a mountain, but guidance in some sort of way. And for me, that showed up in books, podcasts, in conversations with people who are also doing content creation as well. And they all kept saying the same thing. Just tell your truth and share your journey. And then that kind of sounded like a slogan, but once I actually listened, one line in particular really, really stuck with me. And it was, your vulnerability is your power. And I'd spent years hiding the sort of messy parts of myself, thinking that they were weaknesses. But suddenly, weirdly, those parts felt different, like they could be actually my greatest strength. And then when I looked at other people, they were doing the same thing. It was almost as if those mentors from the podcast were going, your story doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. So armed with that voice of guidance, I suppose, I stepped into very, very unfamiliar ground. I hit record on my camera and started talking about failures. I started talking about the things that I was too afraid to admit. I wrote about my life and how I wanted to change it. I wrote about the things that made me unhappy, the things in my childhood. And I showed up in my videos with no script, just me sharing a piece of me and a piece of my journey. Now, these videos were hard to make because I was being my true, authentic self and sharing some stuff from my past, which I don't really like to do online, really. I struggled with tech glitches, edits. I'm still learning editing the way I want it to be. And of course, I'm still struggling with that imposter syndrome, which I've talked about in another video. That, why are you even doing this? And with that come challenges. And each time I hesitated, I remembered that whisper that called to me saying, your story matters. And that leads me kind of where I'm on to today. I began sacrificing comfort for growth. Early mornings became creative sessions instead of lying in bed watching TV. And weekends were actually spent learning new skills instead of watching the football or scrolling the internet. My friends and family almost instantly didn't get it. They was wondering why I weren't going to social events and why I wasn't following that safer plan, I suppose. But I just kept moving forward, and that's what I'm doing right now, driven by driven by a curiosity that I can't ignore now. I've gone too far in. I've gone past the valley of despair. Something told me this journey was worth it, even if I don't know where it's going to lead. So this morning, whilst you're probably still asleep and I'm sipping my lukewarm coffee as it is now, I wanted to tell you one thing, and this is why I wanted to plan this video. The secret for me isn't some hidden formula or trick. The secret was the story that I'd been living all along. My fears, my failures, my doubts, these were the sort of treasures that I needed to share. Every struggle that I've had to overcome was a lesson that I've learned somewhere along the way, and then somebody else can learn from that too. My story itself became the key and became the secret. And this morning I felt something, again, change inside me. It was like standing up a little straighter after walking around hunched for years, which, by the way, I have terrible hunch. Confidence this morning came flooding in because I finally believed in the value of what I've had to say instead of just mimicking and faking other videos. It dawned on me that I could see my theme and the purpose in my journey and what I want to share with you. And I hope from that the right viewers and followers are going to start appearing. Not by flashy tricks or my trends or my editing, but just something genuine, my story. So I hope my story and my vulnerability, if I can't even say that word, is sort of the magnet that will draw you in. I'm going to stop chasing those shiny trends or trying to squeeze into some sort of wider niche. Instead, I'm going to tell you about my story, my audience, and how I can help you too, and how my journey become a compass for content creation and how to help you build in content creation and being a creative. The anxiety about being too generic has just melted away. I'm no longer copying anyone. I'm just going to be authentically me. It's like I've suddenly found my brand and found my voice and realized that everything has just fell into place. I've got now a clear message, a purpose, and a vision. And it's just going to be about me teaching you how to be a creative and building my creative path along that way. And now it no longer feels confusing. I've finally got a direction that makes sense. So if my message can become clearer, my confidence can become this high, and I have the perfect audience that's gathered around me, who's to saying that you can't do it too? People, I think, have needed what I have to offer. Storytelling has given me that confidence, it's given me clarity, and it's attracted me to the right audience. You guys that are watching right now, the ones that resonate with this journey. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of distant guru. I'd never want to be known as a guru, but someone who has just walked a foggy path, an unclear path, and now is making the right choices and being able to share that with you. And maybe you will feel overwhelmed, uncertain, unclear about who you are or what your niche is and what story you have to tell. And I'm here to tell you, you were meant to hear this. So just take a breath for me. Close your eyes. Picture the version of you that's doubting everything. The person that was me 6 months ago, and feel that nervous knot in your stomach. What if I told you the thing that you're most afraid to share, the story you think that nobody will care about, is actually your greatest strength? Imagine speaking your truth with confidence, knowing it's exactly the medicine that somebody else needs. You have to start imagining it like this. Picture someone coming up to you after a video or a post and saying, "That really helped me through a tough day. Thanks." That is the power of authentic storytelling. So finally, the end payoff. You are the hero of your own story. The mistakes you've made, the moments you've doubted yourself, the challenges that you're facing right now. None of these are weaknesses. They're the very material that builds your strength. They give you that confidence when you own them. So start sharing. Start sharing everything you've been through. Every victory, every setback. It's all brought you to this moment, so embrace it. Your story is your compass, and it is also your gift. It's been waiting for you to tell it. So take that deep breath again. Close your eyes and imagine that person filled with confidence. Imagine the 6 months in the future you are meant to find this storytelling secret, and now you have. So let me know in the comments how you're going to use it. Bosh.